make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that.
And now, Mike's thoughts.
I hate international games. I hate them with a passion. I hate waking up at 9 o'clock in the morning. I hate watching NFL football from 9 o'clock a.m. until midnight. And you know why? It's not because I have to watch football all day long. It's not because I get to sit my ass in front of the TV all day long and watch football nonstop. It's because it takes away home games. It's one less chance for me as an American citizen, as an NFL fan of said NFL team. It takes me one less chance for me to get to the stadium, to feel that energy, to watch our team play live. Last year, Kansas City Chiefs versus Miami Dolphins. Actually, make me a couple seasons ago. Me and my man, Arthur Brown, Dolphins fan, Chiefs fan. Hey, man, let's lead up and go to the game. We got cheated that game because it was overseas. Season ticket holders get cheated. The average NFL fan who saves up all year long for one game, gone, stolen, adios. And listen, I am not against the international football. I get it. You want the game to grow. You want the sport to grow. You want the NFL to grow. Great. Send preseason games over there. Build the hype. Let those fan bases experience preseason games. But don't steal it from us here at home. The regular season for us is too important. It also flat out hurts the team. The time, the travel, the time zone changes, jet lag, it goes on and on and on. It throws everything off. And losing a true home field advantage matters. It matters in standings. It matters in the playoff race. It matters who the teams feed off the crowd. This isn't about expanding the brand. This is about the NFL putting money first and its fans last. Football is meant to be played here in our stadiums, in front of our fans. Keep the regular season's games where they belong. Hashtag stop international games. Cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw. Steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off. Get it hype, this man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman. Everybody bringing heat. You don't really want to try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation, guys? And welcome to Man Hour NFL Talk, guys. Your go-to spot for live, raw, uncut NFL talk, guys. I'm so glad you're rolling with us today. Before you jump in, guys, I want you to head over to manhourradio.com. That is where you get all your exclusive merchandise, the freshest of the fresh blogs, and everything that's happening within the Man Hour show. So if you're rocking the Man Hour, guys, that is a spot to do it. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe so you never miss a live show. But also, if you're watching us on youtube.com/Man Hour right now, there's a hype button. Hit the like button and then hit the hype button. Let's get this show hyped. But if you want the full experience, if you want to be like Old Man River, guys, become a Pigskin Pundit. That is our members-only community. That's where you get free entries into all of our weekly NFL pick'ems, giveaways, exclusive merchandise, and the bonus live streams that only the Pigskin Pundits get. So if you're all about the next level access, join the squad. Now remember, guys, this is a live interactive show, so drop your thoughts, your opinions, and your hottest of the talks and takes in the comments down below. I want to hear from you. Just like my man, Old Man River. He says the Raiders are about to shock the Chargers.
Into first place.
Coach Rowe, we're not ready for you, bud. Stop. Listen, guys, Coach Rowe is trying to steal the limelight yet again. Coach Rowe is out here trying to be like, hey.
Would it really be a shock?
Come on, Coach Rowe. I'm not ready for you, but you know what? Since you're here, let's see what Old Man River had to say.
Raiders shock Chargers and move into first place.
So Old Man River says, Raiders are going to shock the Chargers. Shock the Chargers. I mean, is it really going to be a shock, though? Is it really going to be a shock if the Raiders beat the Chargers? They're at home. It's at 10 o'clock at night. Come on, man. Come on. But then we got the man, Alpha Rob is in the chat. What is up, Alpha Rob? What is good? Hope you're having a good old day, brother. And George Lucas is in the house. Isn't that a Star Wars guy? Correct me if I'm wrong. But Old Man River wants to know how he did on his picks. So, as you guys know, we do have a weekly NFL pick'ems. If you head over to facebook.com/manhour NFL talk, every time we post a game pick'ems, there is a link to that. And it goes to a Google Docs. Bada bing, bada boom. You get to get yourself to win some dollar bills, y'all. And Old Man River wants to know how he did. So let's start off the bat. He picked the Bengals to beat the Jaguars. That is one win. Then Old Man River, you did pick the Giants. Here, let me see if I can share my screen. Nope, not right now. You picked the Giants. That is a loss. You picked the Lions. There's 2 wins. You picked the Rams. That's 3. You picked the Dolphins. That's an L. You picked the 49ers. That's 4. Picked the Bills. 5. Steelers. That's a loss. You picked the Ravens. That's 6. You picked the Broncos. That's 7. Cardinals. 8. Eagles. 9. And then you picked the Vikings. So Old Man River, you're sitting at 9 wins from Sunday. And the tiebreakers, how many yards would Josh Allen have? 290. Now, in perspective, your boy, the man, the myth, the legend, just saying I did pretty well. I picked the Bengals. I picked the Dallas Cowboys, Super Bowl champions. I picked the Lions to win that game. I picked the Rams. There's 4. I did pick the Dolphins as well. I thought they were going to get a home field advantage. I got 4 there. I got the 49ers. I got the Bills. I got the Seahawks, Ravens. I picked the Colts, Cardinals, and then I did pick the Chiefs. Even though on air I did say the Eagles. There's 9, and then I did pick the Falcons to win last night. So I'm sitting at 10 wins, Old Man River. So, yeah, 10 wins, boy. But, yeah, if you guys want to be a part of the NFL Pick'ems, I'm going to calculate everybody's win total tomorrow, actually tonight after this show, and then bada bing, bada boom, we will see what everybody wins. We got about a $30 prize pot, I believe it was, right around there. So, yeah, with that being said, guys, let's get into the Chiefs versus the Eagles. Guys, welcome to tonight's show, and tonight we're going to break down the rematch that lived up to the hype. Let's just be honest. The Philadelphia Eagles walked into Arrowhead Stadium, stood toe-to-toe with the Kansas City Chiefs, and walked away out with a 20-17 win in a game that felt every bit like a Super Bowl rematch, if not a playoff game, right? This game was awesome to watch if you were not a fan of either team. But this game wasn't about the X's and O's, guys. It was about pride. It was about emotion and plenty of jaw-jacking back and forth. Chris Jones was caught on the broadcast poking fun at Saquon Barkley for not even hitting a 100 yards rushing mark. But right before kneeling it, Jalen Hurts had the last words. We effing won the game, baby. That's how raw and real as it gets. Lane Johnson even said after the game that Jones is probably one of the best trash talkers in the league. He's top-notch trash talker, but when you lose, all that talk means nothing. Guys, the Kansas City Chiefs had their chance in this game. They're down 13-10 early in the fourth quarter. Patrick Mahomes fires the ball to Travis Kelce at the goal line. Normally, it's automatic. Normally, it's a touchdown, baby, but Travis Kelce could not reel it in. The ball bounced into rookie safeties Drew McAboo's hands, and the momentum completely shifted from that point on. Philly cashed in on the very next drive, and that's when the game started to tilt the green way. Guys, this wasn't an offense masterpiece for Philly by any stretch of the imagination. Let's not get it twisted. Jalen Hurts threw for just 101 yards. Saquon Barkley carried the ball 22 times for 88 yards and a tutty. And Devontae Smith was the only wideout with more than 30 yards in the game. But here's the difference. The Eagles' defense showed out. Vic Fangio blitzed Mahomes 12 times after blitzing him 0 times in the Super Bowl. That led to pressure on more than half of his drop sacks. 1 sack and a crucial interception. Sometimes it's not about the numbers. It's about making the right plays at the right time. Now, guys, the Eagles are 2-0. And the Chiefs, some people say surprisingly, but I told you this was going to happen, that they're 0-2. Jalen Hurts is now 48 and 20 as a starter in the regular season, proving once again that he knows how to win ball games, even if the stats aren't pretty. Nick Sirianni said it best, guys. Early in the season, the job was simple. Find a way to win, repeat, find a way to win, repeat, and keep stacking those wins. And that's what Philadelphia did on the road against one of the best teams in the league. So, guys, this win tells me more about the Philadelphia Eagles than it does the Kansas City Chiefs. The Philadelphia Eagles prove that they can grind out ugly wins. That's what championships teams do. Kansas City Chiefs still have Patrick Mahomes, still have Andy Reid, still have plenty of talent. But the Eagles flexed their toughness, and when it mattered, they had the final word on both the scoreboard and the final trash talking, guys. But what do you guys think? Did the Eagles prove that they're still the NFC top dog after that battle with the Kansas City Chiefs, or are the Chiefs the bigger story at 0-2? What is the bigger story? Comment down below, guys, because this is a live interactive show. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and remember, we're live Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. East Coast time. So let's jump into the comments. Will Olson says the Chiefs really need to get their horses back. And Will Olson, you are exactly right. I actually said this, so I was a guest on a show earlier, the Chiefs Connect, over there on the Believe Sports Network, and they were pretty down. The Kansas City Chiefs suck, we're this, whatever. I'm like, whoa, guys, slow it down. Slow it down, baby, because you have to realize, if not the top two, maybe top three. We'll give them top three. Eagles are pretty damn good. The Kansas City Chiefs went toe-to-toe with them without Rashid Rice, without Xavier Worthy. Hollywood Brown was hobbled most of the game. Travis Kelce is playing mind games with himself right now. Those three guys for sure, if not for Travis Kelce not being 100%. And they went toe-to-toe with the defending Super Bowl champions. They went toe-to-toe with the best team in the NFL. Guys, when the Chiefs click, it is going to be a magic made in heaven. All you Chiefs fans, me included, I told you the first 6, 7, 8 weeks of the season are going to be rough. They have arguably one of the hardest schedules in the NFL this first 6, 7, 8 weeks. You play in Brazil versus the Chargers, a very, very good Chargers team. You play the Philadelphia Eagles, arguably the best team in the NFL. You play the Ravens, arguably a top team in the NFL. You play the Buffalo Bills, arguably a top team in the NFL. Then you got a trap game in the New York Giants on Sunday Night Football next week. Pretty good team. Yes, they're 0-2. Still, pretty damn good team. You got a Jaguars team that could be pretty good if they figure things out. Guys, the Chiefs are going to be just fine. But Will, you are right. They need to get the horses back. And once they get the horses back, the back end of the schedule gets easy. They're going to start rolling off 8, 9 wins in a row, and they're going to be hot going into the playoffs. And it doesn't matter what your record is. Once you make it into the playoffs, the hottest team wins. It is what it is. And I heard all this 0-2 teams don't make the Super Bowl. 0-2 teams don't make the playoffs, whatever, yada, yada, yada. How about this? The last two teams to make it to the Super Bowl after being 0-2, the New England Patriots and the Dallas Cowboys, both winners of the Super Bowl. So do not count out the Kansas City Chiefs yet. I'm just saying. Alpha Rob says Kansas City is not getting those lucky bounces this season. It's only 2 games in, right? They should have lost that Friday night game in Brazil. They just got simply outplayed. Chargers are no slouch of a team. So, but yeah. Travis Kelce, couple big drops, swung the game 100%. Normally they catch those balls. Normally that ball bounces their way, or in our case, it bounces on the turf, right? Normally. This year, just it is what it is. But Alpha Rob, you are right. They haven't got that lucky bounce yet. It's coming. It's coming. A critical holding call, a critical pass interference, or roughing the passer. It is coming. It's coming. Old Man River says Kansas City karma is hitting them hard. About now, close ones flipping the other way. I wouldn't say it's karma. It's just those 50-50 balls are not going their way right now. I wouldn't call it karma. I wouldn't say flipping the other way. Just sometimes the ball doesn't bounce your way, and right now it's not bouncing Kansas City Chiefs way. There's no needs. There's no need to be crazy about it, right? And Alpha Rob says, I heard a lot of crying about the tush push on TV. Alpha Rob, you did hear a lot of crying about the tush push on the TV. You heard a lot of crying about the tush push on the TV. Because here is the thing. The Philadelphia Eagles are always cheating on the tush push. You know those moments called false start? That penalty called false start? Yeah, they did that. Offsides? Yeah, they did that. They even had illegal hits and punches to the head. Yeah, they did that. There's a reel going around right now on my Facebook page that I posted that they're offsides. They're false starting. They're punching Chris Jones in the face. And Philly got away with it time and time again on Sunday. We're going to go deep on this, and I want you guys to decide if it's legit or if it's just trash talk, right? First off, if you don't know what the tush push is, guys, it is a designed short yardage quarterback sneak by the Eagles. Often used in 4th and short, 3rd and short goal lines type situations. It depends on timing, a coordinated snap, alignment, push from behind, surge at the line. If something is just a little bit off, a false start, which the Eagles did 3 times, being offside, what the Eagles did 3 times, misalignment, what they did 3 times, it can make or break the penalized the play. Why are people watching this? Because when the games are tight, as many of the Eagles games are, those are a matter of inches, matter of yards, matter of one play or another that decides the Philadelphia Eagles play. If the Phillies get an extra inch by shrinking the rules, people notice, especially on big plays like Sunday night. Guys, here are what many people, and me included, are pointing to of how the Philadelphia Eagles are cheating this particular tush push play. False start. Guys, head over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/man-hour NFL talk. You will show a reel. The right tackle or the right guard, I'm not for sure who it is, they jump well before the snap goes. Well before, half a second nearly. That's called a false start. That is a 5-yard penalty. That pushes the ball back. No more 3rd and short. No more 4th and short. Now we're 3rd and 5, 4th and 5. No tush push now, baby. No push now. How about this offsides? Guys, offsides for the offense is when a lineman or receiver's head crosses the waist of the center, right? So the center's hand is on the ball. Their head has to be behind the ball, okay? When you look at the linemen, their heads have to cross the center's waist. They can't go to the ball. They have to be on the center's waist. There's a picture over on our Facebook page. Actually, let's see if I can bring, I'm not going to be able to bring it up in my, excuse me, that there are literally 3 or 4 people cross the center's face. You can't even see the ball because it's like between the center and his legs. So literally all they got to do is just fall forward, bada bing, bada boom, there they go. Guys, there are 3 examples, just alone versus the Kansas City Chiefs, how the Eagles cheat this play time and time and time again. Now, don't get it twisted. 2-3 years ago, when they were dominating this play, it was happening then too. Yes, Jason Kelce, little primetime boy, he was cheating too. He even said it himself. He would pick the ball up and move it up 3 or 4 inches. He said it. Guys, the real deal is that the Eagles are cheating every time they do the tush push. There's always a false start. There's always an offsides. And you know what? You call those. You call those. That push is being stopped every single time. Every single time it is being stopped. George Lucas says, KC, put up or shut up. You cannot put up against consistent cheating time and time again. Every time you run the tush push, you are cheating. That's why no team in the NFL can stop it. And that's why no other team in the NFL can run it, because they're playing by the rules. Eagles are full cheaters, baby. They're full cheaters. Old Man River says, and the encroachment on defense. No, Old Man River. The only reason why it looks like the Kansas City Chiefs are offsides because the Philadelphia Eagles are legitimately offsides. The Chiefs are lined up where they're supposed to be. They're lined up where they're supposed to be, and the Eagles want to push that button, push the line. They want to draw the line in the sand, re-race it, and then redraw it, draw it again. And now the Chiefs are offsides. Get out of here. Willie Beeman says the Eagles own the Chiefs. No. The Eagles own the referees' pocketbooks. That's what it comes down to. The Eagles have been paying the refs for how long now? For the last 3 seasons on this tush-push BS. And it is what it is. And Willie Beeman, you are correct. The Eagles did dominate the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs were tired. They didn't really want to be there. You saw it when they walked out. They're like, shit, here we go again, right? But yeah, it is what it is. But stop living in the past. Willie Beeman must be a Raiders fan because they're still living on Christmas Day 3 years ago. Hey, the Raiders beat the Chiefs Christmas Day 3 years ago. That's all you guys got? Jeffrey Mills says it's all about the trash talk. It's not trash talk. The Eagles are cheaters, baby. They are cheaters. You guys can call the Kansas City Chiefs cheaters all you want. Oh, the Chiefs cheated this, the Chiefs cheated that. The Chiefs don't line up offsides. The Chiefs don't false start. The Chiefs don't consistently push the envelope on a play that should be banned because they can't even run it right. Come on, man. Busy said the Chiefs were offsides too several times. Jones even punched the balls go both ways. The Chiefs were not lined up offsides. It appears they're offsides because the Eagles are over the ball. The Eagles are in the neutral zone, a.k.a. offsides. That's why it appears the Kansas City Chiefs are offsides. And yes, Chris Jones, it actually wasn't Chris Jones. It was Chanel, I think. Yes, he did try to punch the ball. Where in the rules does it say you cannot punch the ball? I'll wait. Look it up. Because you can punch the ball. It literally happens on every single tackle. Literally, they're out there trying to peanut Tillman punch it, right? The peanut punch or whatever the hell they're calling it. Eagles are cheaters. Philly 49 says, so glad you're crying over the quarterback sneak. Only losers say that when their team can't beating and now the cheaters. Classic losers. Okay, so this is calling the kettle black. The pot calling the kettle black, right? Weren't the Philly fans crying about a holding call? Weren't the Philly fans crying about a holding call in the Super Bowl? That was a legit holding call. And Bradsbury says, yeah, it was a holding call. I did it. How long did you guys cry about that? How long did you all cry about that? Because it was a pretty long time. Matter of fact, you're still crying about it now. Willie Beeman says 0-2. My glasses just broke. 0-2. Yeah, they are 0-2. Congratulations. How about this, Willie Beeman? Last time the Eagles went undefeated to start the season. What was it, 11-0? 10-0? Didn't you guys lose the last 5 of the last 6 of the games of the season and got beat by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the first round of the playoffs? Kansas City Chiefs had never done that. Philadelphia Eagles had. Matter of fact, I think it was the year after they went to the Super Bowl II, right? Oh, my glasses broke again. I need to fix those things. So, I'm not saying history repeats itself, but history repeats itself. Eagles are one and done. Busy says people are just mad the Eagles perfected it like no other teams can do it. The Eagles have perfected it because they learned how to cheat and get away with it. That's what it comes down to. That is what it comes down to. They've learned how to cheat and get away with it. 3 losses in a row. Congratulations. One of those losses was in the Super Bowl. How many other teams can say that? To arguably one of the best teams last season, right? Eagles, glasses are fucked up. But yeah, the Eagles were the best team last season. No question about it. There's no hate there. Bro said cheating. They are cheating. How are the Eagles not cheating? False start, offsides, every time they run the tush push. That's a definition of cheating. Show me anywhere where the Chiefs cheat. Besides you saying, oh, the Chiefs cheat. Show me. This is hate. This is not hate. This is realism. This is the facts that the Eagles cannot see the fact that they're false starting, offsides, and cheating every time they run the stupid ass tush push. Tush push. Alpha Rob says to keep the Eagles out of the tush push is to get up on them. What do you, no, how do you keep the Eagles out of the tush push is not letting them get in third and short and fourth and short. That's how you keep them out of the tush push. And obviously the Kansas City Chiefs could not do that on Sunday. Busy said there's been plenty of times the Eagles fumbled it and never made it. This is hatred straight up. This is not hatred. How is this hatred? You know what? Let me take some time. Let me pop a share screen here. Let's go. We're going to go to share screen, square screen. Where's it at? Window capture. Bada bing, bada boom. Window capture. We're going to select Facebook. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, guys. So here, let me go ahead and remove the overlay. We are going to go to our Facebook page. Bada bing, bada boom. We're live right now, right? We're live, raw, and uncut. So right here's the picture. Where's the ball? About the 5 right there underneath Jurgens' name. Can you guys see my mouse? Can you see that? You can't even see the ball because Jurgens is over it. 1, 2, 3, 4 people offsides for the Philadelphia Eagles. 4 people offsides. I see one Kansas City Chief potentially close Chris Jones, but that's just because Jurgens is over the ball. Chris Jones is behind the ball. If this was the Kansas City Chiefs, y'all would be crying. Oh, and this is a beautiful screenshot of it. Look, Jurgens' head over the football. Chris Jones' head is not over the football. And moving before the snap, y'all understand that defense can move for the snap of the play, right? I'm just saying. Oh, and their heads have to be behind the center's waist there. 1, 2, 3 people at least offsides. Bada bing, bada boom, okay. Scroll back down. We keep scrolling. We keep scrolling. As you guys see, we're pretty active on the Facebook page. Go over there and join it. All right, so now, here is the reel. Where is the reel at? Here we go. Boom. False start? Nope, not if you're at Evils. Right? Boom. Right guard, right tackle. I'm not for sure who it was. Clearly went well before the snap. The Kansas City Chiefs were all calling it. Chris Jones got hit in the back of the head. Right? Andy Reid's like, bro, you guys going to call that? All right, here, let's go into slow-mo. There we go. Offsides. Boom. False start. So come on now. So all you haters out there, come on. The Eagles cheated, and you guys know it. Bro, be mad. Bro's not mad. I don't get mad. I just want you to play the game fair. You call the Kansas City Chiefs cheaters not every other day. But yet here is evidence of the Eagles cheating 3 times in the Kansas City Chiefs game alone on the one play called the tush push. Sorry, the brotherly shove. Right? But hey, you don't want to call that. Chris Jones did hit it on the snap. Chris Jones wasn't offsides. Matter of fact, I think Chris Jones got blown back 3 or 4 yards on that on that play. Chris Jones always stands up. Every time the Eagles run the tush push, watch Chris Jones. He gets shoved back every time. He's terrible at the tush push. Take his ass out. Alpha Rob says, do you think the refs are going to be looking for that now? Probably not. Because honestly, it does happen so fast. The reason why we can see that, super slow-mo. I mean, yes, by the naked eye, you did see that right side go a little bit more, but you can't see the ball because the center's over it. Yes, you want to throw the flag, but you're like, oh, really? I don't know. Oh, remember it says Jones is in the neutral zone. No, he's not. Chris Jones is not in the neutral zone. It looks to be that way because the Eagles are in the neutral zone. And Busy says, get over it. You're the one crying, my boy. And why my glasses breaking today? That sucks. I'm not crying. You know what? If this was the other way around, the Kansas City Chiefs lined up in the neutral zone, false start, the internet would be on fire. The Chiefs are cheaters. But the fact that the shoe is on the other foot, bro, stop crying. Bro, stop crying. You guys are crying. Nah. See, you guys don't get to have your cake and eat it too. When the Eagles blatantly cheat and get called out on it, and you know you cheated, you're the one crying, bro. Goals begin says I'm a basement dweller. Not my basement. We don't have basements in Indiana. What is this guy talking about? Jeez. Will Olsen said the Chiefs defense played damn good yesterday, even against the tush push. The Chiefs defense kept him in the game 100%. When Saquon Barkley has 22 rushes for 88 yards and Jalen Hurts only has 101 yards passing, yes, the Chiefs defense played great. I'm not for sure how you can say they played well against the tush push when they were successful 3 out of 3 times, if not 4 out of 4 times, if I'm not mistaken. I think they got it every time they did it. No, I take that back. The one time they didn't get it, it was 3rd and like 2 maybe. Push it into the end zone. They called it short. Looked to be a touchdown to me, but that whole eagle eye BS crap, whatever they said is short, they end up doing it. They end up doing it again. So I call that a success 2 times there. But it is what it is. Khalid says, "Fly Eagles, fly." False start doesn't put an outcome on the game. The picks and missed throws did. No. Pause. As the interception did swing the momentum back in the Eagles' way 100%. And I thought the guy was gone. Credit to the Chiefs offense of lineman 71. I don't know who that is. Is that Josh Simmons? Chasing his ass down. I thought that rookie was long gone. Credit to him. What cost the Kansas City Chiefs the game was the drop pass on the Travis Kelce out route. It was 20-13, I think. The Kansas City Chiefs were driving, needed a first down. Travis Kelce dropped it on the 50 or 40-yard line or so. That's ultimately what cost the Kansas City Chiefs the game, not the interception. Dark Brown says, "Bro, number 74 lines up in parking slot every offensive play." So I believe you're talking about Juan Taylor on the Kansas City Chiefs left tackle. You're telling me he leaves early every play? No, he times the snap perfectly. Now go back and watch every other NFL left tackle in the entire NFL. They're doing the same thing. So don't be singling the Kansas City Chiefs guy out when every other left tackle in the entire NFL does the same thing. The only reason why you guys noticed that is because I believe it was Chris Sims or somebody pointed it out last season. That's the only reason why you guys are talking about it. Let's just be honest about it. Old River says, no. They're talking about Travis Kelce saying yes. I don't know. What are you even talking about? Trying to talk shit. Can't even talk shit right. But you are a pigskin pundit.
Pigskin pundit. Get you some.
How about the drop from Kelce? Yes, that was game changing. No, that was definitely momentum changing, because was it 2013 or 2010 at that point? I cannot remember for sure. I think it was 2013. The Kansas City Chiefs scored that touchdown. They go up. Whole new ball game, right? Whole new ball game. And like Will Olsen said, the Kansas City Chiefs defense was playing lights out at that particular point. You are 100% correct. But yes, that was a big momentum changing. Khalid says, "Oh, man, keep crying. I love it, actually. Go Birds." I'm not crying. I just want you guys to understand that every time you call the Kansas City Chiefs cheaters and all this other stuff, yada, 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 when the shoe is on their foot, bro's crying. But yet, when the Kansas City Chiefs fans are like, what? Come on, you can't have it both ways. Alpha Rob says that Mahomes' overthrow was a big and could have saved a minute. The first overthrow to number 80 when he was wide open, yes. That could have changed the game as well. But they did connect the very next play, wasn't it, on the same play? Eagles are 2-0. Last time the Eagles went 2-0, they actually went 11-0 and finished the season 12-5 with the first round exit. One and done to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, hey, keep pounding that chest about 2-0. Dark Brown says every TP at the goal line, the Chiefs were in the neutral zone every time there was no call. That once again, Dark Brown, they were not in the neutral zone. It appears to be that way because the Eagles are pushing the limit. The center is over the ball. The center is over the ball. Everybody else is scooted up. So it appears that they are in the neutral zone. Yes, you are correct. If you look at the picture, it appears that Chris Jones and I believe it's Chanel are both in the neutral zone, especially the one that I just showed here, right? It appears that they're in the neutral zone, right? But if you look at the ball, they're not. Jurgens is over the ball. Da-da-da-dum. Jeffrey Mills says, you don't like it? Tell your team to stop it. Otherwise, you won't sing along. No one likes us. We don't care. So, Jeffrey, as you are correct, if you don't like it, stop it. That's been the Eagles' MO for the, 3 or 4 years now, right? If you don't like it, stop it. The problem is teams cannot stop it, right? And the more we watch it, the more we learn about it, the more we see still shots of it. Now we know why they can't stop it. Jason Kelsey said it best himself. Word for word, he says, I used to pick the ball up and move it up as far as I could before the refs would say something. Cheating. Cam Jurgens, over the ball, head over the ball, shoulder pads over the ball. That's cheating. That's cheating. Mike says 13-10 at that point. They were up 20-10. Okay. I'm sorry. You were right. That is with the Travis Kelsey drop pass in the end zone to the rookie interception. So yeah, that would have put him up 17-13. I thought the Eagles scored before that, but you are correct. Alex says the tush push cannot be banned. Are you sure you guys want the Eagles fans to have bragging rights to say they're that good that the NFL had to bring us down to everyone's level? I'm not saying ban the tush push. I think the tush push is a very effective play. It's effective because they're cheating at it, but if it was even on both sides, when I say even, if the defensive players can push defensive players. So what I want out of the tush push, right? If offensive players can push offensive players, defensive players should be able to push defense of players. Make it a fair advantage. Make it so the offense doesn't line up off sides. You don't want the defense off sides. Make sure the offense isn't off sides. Make it a fair advantage. True imano, right? Jeffrey says, good show, bro. Go Birds. Listen, I like the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't hate the Eagles. It may sound like I'm Eagles hater, but I am a Chiefs fan. There's no secret about it. I am a Chiefs fan. And I do wish good vibes for the Philadelphia Eagles. Right now, they are a top team in the NFL. There is no shade about it. They are a top team in the NFL. But with that being said, guys, when you play one of the top teams in the NFL, like the Kansas City Chiefs just did, and start 0-2 like the Kansas City Chiefs are right now, should there be a panic mode in Kansas City? Should the Kansas City Chiefs be worried about, right? Guys, the biggest headline from week 2 is that the Kansas City Chiefs are 0-2. Yeah. The Super Bowl runner-ups from last season, they won back-to-back Super Bowls previously, are sitting winless after 2 games. So the question is being asked everywhere, should the Chiefs be worried? The correct answer is not at all. Not at all. Guys, I laid this out for you back in June. Back in June, back in July, hell, back in August, I said this. The Kansas City Chiefs have one of the hardest schedules the first 8 weeks of the NFL season, and I expect them to start 2-4. Going to Brazil is tough. The Chargers are a tough team. Then you play the Philadelphia Eagles, the best team in the NFL. Then you got the Buffalo Bills, you got the Ravens, you got a sneaky good Giants team, and then you got the Jaguars that could come up and bite you in the ass. Guys, now, the fact is yes, the Kansas City Chiefs are missing 3 wide receivers as well. That's not minor. That's huge. Missing Rashee Rice, missing Xavier Worthy, and a hobbled Hollywood Brown all game long. That does suck. And against the Philadelphia Eagles, that definitely cost him. But guys, remember this. Rashee Rice is going to come back. Travis Kelsey will find his mojo. Xavier Worthy will be back. Hollywood Brown will probably be healthy, right? And the schedule gets pretty damn easy after week 8. Let's just be honest. They play the Raiders twice. They play the Broncos twice. And then they play like the Browns and some other teams. Like they got an easy schedule the back half of the year, right? Guys, I expected them to start off 0-2. I expected them to be kind of miscombobulated, right? I expected them to look bad, but yet they've still been competitive. Without the weapons, they went toe-to-toe with the Philadelphia Eagles, one of the best teams in the NFL. They had their chances to win that game. That's not a bad sign. That's a good one. Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid will adjust. We've seen this story before. Same verse, different song, or however things. So they drop games early, but when it comes November and December, the Kansas City Chiefs flip the switch. Guys, an 0-2 start does not erase the fact that this team still has the best quarterback in football. One of the best coaches in football and a championship culture that thrives on adversity. If anything, this loss gives them lessons early. By midseason, they'll be better for it. So to me, guys, there's no need for the Kansas City Chiefs to be worried. If you expected a 6-0 start, that's on you. I saw 2-4 type of opening stretch coming, and we're on track just for that. The receivers will get back. The offense will get opened back up, and I think the defense even gets better when the schedule lightens up just a little bit. The Chiefs will have to climb back into the playoff positioning after the Chargers and Raiders obviously take a 2-game lead, one of those two, right? They will be chasing the Buffalo Bills all season long, being 17-0. They'll be chasing the Ravens being 13-4, 12-5 type of situation. They will be chasing those seasons all season long. But what do you guys think? Is the 0-2 start for the Kansas City Chiefs just a bump in the road, or is it a sign of deeper problems? Guys, comment down below because this is a live interactive show. Remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, because we are live Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here on SLED platform. And Busy says this is not the same team that fell apart that year, meaning the Philadelphia Eagles. You're hoping this happens again. Different year, new team. Actually, I don't wish for epic class of the Philadelphia Eagles. And I don't think it's a different team. I think Nick Sirianni has matured a little bit. So Nick Sirianni was the reason why you guys collapsed. Was it 2022, 21? Can't remember when it was. But yeah. Dark Brown says, do you think the Chiefs dynasty is over? Yes and no. Do I expect back-to-back Super Bowls? No, I don't expect that. Do I expect them to have a learning curve the next couple of seasons? Yes. Do I still expect them to be dominant? Yes. Do I still expect them to make a deep playoff run? Yes. Because this is Travis Kelce's last year, probably. Let's just be honest. Noah Gray is going to step up into that role very, very quickly. The last couple seasons, he has been the man, right? Now, once Travis Kelce is gone, we'll have a learning year with Noah Gray, see what he can or cannot do. I think he was a perfect fit and will step right into that Travis Kelce role. But they will not be as like, we will never see the 2018 Kansas City Chiefs ever again. They are a defense-dominated team with a great game manager in Patrick Mahomes, and he can take the game over in the fourth quarter when he needs to. Busy said the Chiefs are not making the Super Bowl this season. And honestly, Busy, you might be exactly right. The AFC is most loaded that it's ever been. The Buffalo Bills right now, 2-0, look unstoppable. Probably going to go 17-0. I think after the Kansas City Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills have no real test. Now, does that make them better for the playoffs because they'll be well-rested, 17-0, or on the counterpart, they haven't played a full game all season, they haven't been tested, whatever. That is a double-edged sword. But the Buffalo Bills are definitely very, very good. The Baltimore Ravens are pretty damn good as well. We saw it versus the Buffalo Bills on Sunday Night Football Week 1. We saw it last night versus the Cleveland Browns. And we're going to see it time and time again. Now, the Ravens are another team that have a very tough front half of the schedule. They played the Buffalo Bills. They'll play the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Cincinnati Bengals. Now that Joe Burrow's out, but whatever, I digress. They'll play the Kansas City Chiefs, and they play the Detroit Lions, right? They have a tough schedule too, but they're still pretty damn good. Don't sleep on teams like the Chargers, like potentially the Raiders. I don't want to give them too much love, but don't sleep on the Raiders. Don't sleep on the Colts either. They could get hot. The AFC is very, very loaded. The Texans just took the lead. Dang it, man! Got the game on pause. But yeah, Monday night shows are tough because I am watching the game right there. But you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. Busy said he hadn't been playing like the best quarterback in football. Yes, he has. So, Busy, I understand that the stats from Patrick Mahomes are not lighting up the scoreboard, right? The stats are not flying off the board. 400-yard passing game, 300-yard passing game. Like, they're not lighting him up. But at the same time, what is the best stat in football? That is a check in the left-hand column. That's the win column. Patrick Mahomes wins. The Kansas City Chiefs win. Win, win, win. That's what they do. And Jeffrey Smith says, has Mr. Swift lost his mojo? You can definitely tell he is just a tick slower, right? On that slant route in the end zone. Yes, the pass was a little bit low. It could have been a better pass. Yes, I will give you that. Normally he catches that. Is his back a little tight? Is he a little bit slower? Yes. On that out route, on the, was it 3rd and long or 4th and long? Had the first down. He did a nice little triple move, right? Yes, it was a low pass. Down around the knees, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely should have caught it, though. He's definitely showing signs of slowing down. But on the flip side, this is what happened last year, right? He didn't really turn it on to about week 7, week 8, hell, maybe even week 10. Then we started benching Travis Kelce. I expect him to start slow. If you're a fantasy owner, pick up Noah Gray. I think Noah Gray is going to get a bulk of the touches the next 3 weeks here. Will Olsen said the Chiefs will be just fine and still win the AFC West. I agree with you, Will. As the Kansas City Chiefs will win the AFC West, but it will take up to week 18 to win that division because of the 2-game hole that they're going to be in after tonight. It is what it is. James Franks in the chat. What's up, James?
Pigskin pun. Get you
Nicholas
some.
Jamal Chubb. Touchdown. Dumbass Brown should have kept Chubb. Totally unrelated. It's all good, man. 25-yard touchdown run from my guy, Nick Chubb, says James. Dark Brown says, if the Eagles are winning ugly, the league will be in trouble when they start winning pretty. This is correct. This is 100% correct, Dark Brown. If the Eagles can continue their mojo, if they could continue to roll like they did week 1 versus the Dallas Cowboys and week 2 versus the Kansas City Chiefs, and those ugly wins, grinded out wins, when they play teams like the Giants again and the Cowboys again and the Commanders, which are the Commanders out without Jade Daniels. I heard he's having knee issues or knee surgery. I didn't quite read the article yet, but I saw it. Like, oh shit, what was going on there? That's a story for tomorrow. But the Eagles could put away this division, the NFC East, pretty quickly. But we'll see about that. But guys, let's transition over to Joe Burrow getting surgery. Guys, Joe Burrow is going under the knife. Toe surgery. He'll be silent for a minimum of 3 months. And this totally shifts the AFC picture. Let's just be honest. This isn't just a setback, guys. This is a season-defining blow for the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, guys, Joe Burrow went down Sunday against the Jacksonville Jaguars after being sacked by Eric Armstead. He limped, collapsed, trying to leave the field, and he had to be helped into the locker room. The diagnosis was turf toe. Bad enough that surgery is required. This isn't just a 1 or 2 week fix, guys. It's a 3 months minimum fix, which means most of the regular season is gone. Probably until week 14 with 15 after Thanksgiving. Guys, now the Bengals are going to roll with Jake Browning. He did lead a comeback win against the Jacksonville Jaguars, capping it off with a goal line leap for the game winner. So the team rallied, but the bigger picture is clear. When Joe Burrow doesn't play, this team isn't the same. Since 2020, guys, the Cincinnati Bengals is 2 games under 500 without Joe Burrow, and averages 20 fewer points per game. That is a massive drop-off for this offense built around one man, especially when they have defensive problems. Now, the bigger concern is that Joe Burrow's injury patterns keep getting longer and longer and longer. Torn ACL and MCL his rookie year, finger issues, a MCL sprain in the Super Bowl, a calf injury in camp, a wrist injury that ended his season last season, and a turf toe in 2025. He's been beat up year after year after year, and it's raising real questions, his durability. Now, the Bengals didn't even have an active quarterback roster after Jake Browning on the roster. Brett Rypien is on the practice squad, and the front office is already making calls to free agents that need an arm in the room immediately. Jake Browning can't carry the load alone all season long. So, guys, here is where I land. The Bengals fans should be concerned, not because their season is over, but because without Joe Burrow, their ceiling is now capped. 3 months is almost like the whole season. If they can hang around 500 somehow and Joe Burrow makes it back late, there's still a little bit of chance to make the playoffs. But make no mistakes, guys. Cincinnati Bengals just went from a 2-0 contender into survival mode literally overnight. But what do you guys think? Can the Bengals keep their season alive with Jake Browning as their quarterback, or is this the beginning of the end for 2025? Comment down below, guys. This is a live, interactive show. I want to hear your comments. Dark Brown is asking the question, who is the Bengals' backup quarterback? Their backup quarterback is Jake Browning. He will now be the starter for the next 3 months. And honestly, guys, if you guys flash back when Joe Burrow went down a couple years ago with that wrist injury and missed the final 6 games of the season, Jake Browning did not look terrible. Did not look great, but did not look terrible. So I think he can logistically carry this team if the defense is decent, right? If they're decent, like they were against the Cleveland Browns week 1, they could hang around 500. But the question is, do you guys think the Bengals can keep their season alive with Jake Browning? And Dark Brown simply says, nope, they cannot. Because when you look at the Cincinnati Bengals schedule moving forward, it does not do them any favors. Because what? 3 months takes you to right about week 14-ish, right? They got the Vikings coming up at Minnesota. Yes, the Vikings are now without J.J. McCarthy. He went down with this sprained ankle, out 2 to 4 weeks. Who had this on your bingo card? Carson Wentz versus Jake Browning week 3, right? Hey, whatever. Then they play at Mile High Stadium versus the Denver Broncos on Monday Night Football. No easy matchup. Then you got the Lions, arguably a top team in the NFL. The Packers, a top team in the NFL. The Steelers could be decent. We'll see. Jets, Bears, Steelers, and then Patriots and Ravens and Bills to end the season, right? So they're least, after they get past the Packers, they have an easier slate of games till Thanksgiving than they at the Ravens, at the Bills, and the Ravens again. If Joe Burrow could come back there and they rattle off 3 wins, we could see something, right? We could see something. But guys, do we expect Joe Burrow to come back? The surgery rules him out for at least 3 months. Do the math. That takes him deep into November, early December. And the Bengals by then have gone through most of the grind of the season. So whether Joe Burrow returns depends on one thing only. Are they competing for a playoff spot? This isn't just about a timeline. It's about health. Joe Burrow's injury history is long. Let me repeat it for you. ACL, MCL, wrist, calf, finger, turf toe. Every time he rushes back, he puts his body at risk and he gets hurt again during training camp. Guys, the Bengals front office and medical staff will have to weigh whether 3 months is enough to fully recover from this turf toe surgery. History shows the team does struggle without him. They're under 500 and they start 20 less points per game. Like I said, Jake Browning did have a heroical finish versus Jacksonville, but one game doesn't erase the fact that this offense is different without number 9 at the helm. Guys, do you really think Joe Burrow can make it back this season if the season is still alive, or should the team just shut him down no matter what to protect the future? My thoughts, shut him down to protect the future. You don't have Super Bowl aspirations this season, unfortunately. Your defense is not there. Your offense could be there, yes, 100%. But your defense, just not there. You're not beating the Ravens. You're not beating the Bills. You're not beating the Chiefs. Hell, you're not even beating the Steelers in the playoffs. That's just what it is. It is what it is. To back up a Ferrari like Joe Burrow, you need a Ferrari, not a Pinto. So, Dark Brown, let me ask this question. Rumors are that the Cincinnati Bengals called the Green Bay Packers to acquire the guy that the Titans traded to the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to have to look it up. Malik Willis, right? I think is what it is, right? Malik Willis. Let me look it up to make sure. Yes, Malik Willis is the Packers' backup quarterback. Rumors are that the Bengals contacted the Packers and offered a 6th-round pick for Malik Willis to bring him over to Cincinnati. Packers said, thanks, but no thanks. So who out there can the Bengals bring in to be their guy? Is it Joe Flacco? Are they going to make a trade with the Browns to bring in Joe Flacco? Are they going to go out there and get a Trey Lance, a Jimmy G? Who out there legitimately can come out there and replace a Ferrari like Joe Burrow? Like you said, dark brown. That's the question. That is the question, and I don't think we have an answer. Blinky Bobby says, "Fly, Eagles, fly." They are flying. They are in second place. They're looking like a damn good football team. Let's just be flat out honest, Blinky. You are correct. But guys, it is time for a little bit of buy or a little bit of sell. All right, guys, as it is time for buy or sell, here's how it works. I'm going to throw out a bold take, a question, and it's up to us to decide if we're buying it or selling it. Buying means you're all in. You like the idea. You believe it, and it makes sense. If you're selling it, it means you're out. You don't like it, you're not convinced, and you're shutting it down. It says Buck is crazy. But, guys, let's get into it, and let's do a little bit of buy or sell. Guys, as this is buy or sell time, tonight's question is very, very simple. Without Jaylon Johnson out indefinitely, is the Chicago Bears season in serious trouble? Yes, guys, those Chicago Bears that just got 50 burgered on Sunday Night Football. We're talking about if they're in trouble. I'm so sorry, Chicago Bears fans, but you know what? Groundhog Day. Repeat. Jaylon Johnson went down in the second quarter of the Bears' 52-21 loss versus the Detroit Lions. He made a diving breakup, stayed on the ground, needed medical help to get up, and never returned. Guys, this is not a new issue. Johnson tore his abductor off the pelvic bone during this offseason, missed all the training camp, missed all the preseason, and even missed week 1. He finally get back. And now it looks like he may have re-aggravated that same growing injury, and surgery is now on the table. Guys, that's brutal for Chicago because Johnson is their top-tier quarterback in the league, and now, and one of the few consistent Pro Bowl talents that defense has. Let's not sugarcoat this, guys. Chicago's defense got torched on Sunday. Detroit Lions dropped 52 points on them, the most the Bears have allowed since 2014. The Lions averaged nearly 9 yards per play, the highest mark Chicago's given up since 1961. That is an historic bad defense. And it just wasn't Johnson either. Linebacker TJ Edwards also left the game with a hamstring injury. But without Johnson locking down one side of the field, the secondary looked exposed. Teams are going to test him deep over and over and over again. So here's the debate. Buy or sell that the Bears are in serious trouble without Jaylon Johnson. If you're on the buy side of things, you lose your Pro Bowl corner. Your defense is already a mess, and the offense can't keep up when you're giving it 50 points per game. Chicago doesn't have the depth to replace a guy like Jaylon Johnson. And with surgery possible, he's probably going to miss the rest of the season. If you're on the sell side of things, you could argue that the Bears' problems go beyond just one player. The pass rush isn't scaring anybody. The scheme has holes, and the Lions were motivated and explosive. Johnson makes a difference, but doesn't give up 52 points. But guys, here is my answer. I am buying this. The Chicago Bears are in serious trouble without Jaylon Johnson. He's their defensive anchor. And when you pair him up with, and then when you pair his absence with TJ Edwards going down too, this defense has no shot of carrying games. You give up 52 points once, people call it a fluke. But giving up 52 points while losing your best corner, indefinitely, that's a sign of things to come. But what do you guys think? Are the Bears' defensive issues about Jaylon Johnson being out, or is this whole unit just broken no matter who's on the field? Comment down below, guys. I want to hear your thoughts. Dark Brown says their season was in trouble during training camp. Dark Brown, first of all, thank you for being here. This is your first time being here, guys, and I'm very, very appreciative of you being here. Here at the Man Hour, we have a preseason Bible. The last 2 seasons, I've had to refer to the preseason Bible. Chapter 12, verse 6, paragraph 12. Thou shalt not believe in the Chicago Bears until December. Let me repeat that. Thou shalt not believe in the Chicago Bears until December. Last preseason, I bought into the hype just a little bit. I was like, okay, Ryan Poles, you're doing your thing. Caleb Williams got a little bit of mojo, right? DJ Moore got Keenan Allen. Oh, slow it down. You guys got you got Sweat. You guys got defense. Like, okay. But I'm like, okay, slow it down, Buck. It's not December. I was right. Slowed it down. Gave them 6 wins on the season, 7 wins tops. They did what they did. This offseason, they drafted well. They had a hell of an offseason. Getting excited over here at the Man Hour. Woo, we going, baby. My boy BC Combs is Super Bowl, baby. And then I referred to the Bible. The Man Hour Bible. Thou shalt not believe in the Chicago Bears till December. I was buying the hype. I was loving the hype. Monday Night Football week 1, 3 quarters. Ooh, Caleb Williams, you look like a top 10 quarterback, baby. The Bears defense was locked down. They even with the backup corner, which he got hurt in the 4th quarter, I do believe. He was like, damn, Jaylon Johnson, who? But then I had to refer to the Bible yet again. Thou shalt not believe in the Chicago Bears until December. And this is why we do not believe in the Chicago Bears until December ever here on the Man Hour. Windy City Sports Talk, you guys can believe in your Chicago Bears. Chicago Sports Town, you can believe in your Chicago Bears. But Dark Brown, their season was in trouble during training camp. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Let's move on to the next buy or sell, guys. As it is buy or sell time, guys, and the topic for the night is this. Are the Dallas Cowboys legit contenders after sneaking past the New York Giants in overtime? Guys, if you did not watch the Cowboys versus Giants game, this one was chaos. They had, 44 points in the fourth quarter and in overtime. It was a great game to watch. The Cowboys ultimately won the game 42-37 in a back-and-forth shootout. 9 of the last 10 possessions in the regulation ended in points. The lead changes 6 times. Dak Prescott threw a pick. Russell Wilson locked in his old Seattle Seahawks days for like a little while, and then it ended with the Brandon Aubrey drilling a 40. He tied the game with a 64-yard field goal to bomb to end the game. That's right, 64 yards. Most kickers can't even sniff that distance, but the Dallas acted like it's business as usual. But he did it. So, guys, what went right in Dallas? The positives, the running game. The running game was very, very positive. Williams, 97 yards and a tutty. Yeah, that Williams from the Denver Broncos last season. 97 yards and like a tutty. The defense, even with all the deep shots gave it up, they still clamped down in the red zone, holding the Giants to 1 touchdown on 5 trips in the red zone. That's the difference in the game. Bend, don't break. And credit Aubrey. Dallas has a kicker they can actually trust, which is something Jerry Jones hasn't been able to say in many, many years. Now, let's be honest. The Dallas secondary was exposed. Russell Wilson went 27 for 36 for 433 yards and 3 tutties and through regulation. He carved up Travion Diggs, Elam, and company. And without Micah Parsons, the Dallas Cowboys pass rush just isn't the same. They can pressure, but they're not finishing plays. They're not getting sacks. They're 6th in the pressure rate, but only 19th in sacks this season. The gap is killing him. On top of that, late game coaching decisions by our head scratchers as well. Aubrey closer than a 64-yarder. Sure, it worked, but against a tougher competition, those mistakes could cost him dearly. So, guys, here's the question. Buy or sell? Are the Cowboys legit contenders out of this OT win over the New York Football Giants? Guys, if you're buying this, I see it. They are 1-1. They didn't fold in the divisional shootout. The run game looked good, and Aubrey was ice in his veins. If CeeDee Lamb makes a catch against Philly, this team could be easily undefeated 2-0. On the slow side of things, they needed a 64-yard miracle field goal just to force overtime. That defense gave up 433 passing yards. Without Parsons, they can't get home. And Prescott is still throwing costly picks. That doesn't scream contender in my eyes. That screams survivor. So, guys, at the end of the day, I am selling this. I am selling that the Dallas Cowboys are legit contenders because they're not legit contenders right now. Yes, they found a way to win, but it took miracles from a kicker to avoid an 0-2 start. The secondary is a liability. The passing rush isn't the same without Parsons, and the coaching decisions late in games are flat out risky. Dallas can hang around, maybe fight for a wild card spot, but I don't see them as a serious NFC contender as of right now after that performance. But what do you guys think? Are the Cowboys proving they're contenders with this win, or are they just buying time until reality catches up with them? Comment down below, guys. This is a live, interactive show. Lazuno says he's buying it. Love him some Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys are serious contenders, and the Dallas Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl, baby, says Lutz. Slow it down, baby. As I do like the Dallas Cowboys. As I do think they have a pretty competitive team. We need to slow it down. We need to slow it down because the Giants are a sneakily good team. Let's not sleep on them. But at the same time, let's see how they do with non-divisional games. When they play a team like the Kansas City Chiefs. When they play a team like the Philadelphia Eagles again the second time I'm around. The Commanders. The Packers in 2 weeks. Then we'll see how they really are. Because when push comes to shove, the Dallas Cowboys get shoved a lot. A lot. Now, buy or sell time. And a nice question, guys, is this. After blowing a winnable game in Indy, are the Denver Broncos in real trouble? Guys, this game was a definition of less mistakes lost. They lost because they made a mistake. They lost because they cheated. Denver thought they had escaped with the win after a Charter missed 60-yard field goal, but a leverage penalty on Tillman gave the Indianapolis Colts a second chance to hit the 45-yard field goal to give the Colts a win 29-20, and the Broncos fall 1-1. Now, Bo Nix is in his second year, and the difference between week 1 and week 2 was clear. He went 22 for 30 and 206 yards, 3 touchdowns, and moved the ball well for the most part in game 1. But once again, the critical mistakes showed up in the fourth quarter. With the Broncos up 5, Nix forced to throw under pressure. Stewart tipped it. Cam Bryan came down with the interception. That's 2 straight weeks where a late turnover has swung the momentum against the Denver Broncos. This wasn't just on Nix. Special teams hurt them as well. Will Lutz missed a field goal late that would have stretched the lead. Penalties piled up. J.K. Dobbins spiked and Trotham's face mask derailed a red zone trip. And the defense, which carried the team last week, got gashed. Indy averaged over 7 yards per play, and Jonathan Taylor ran for 165 yards, including 68-yarder when Denver's defense shifted backfired. When the defense doesn't dominate, the Broncos' flaw comes out in open. So, guys, here's a question. Buy or sell? Are the Denver Broncos in trouble after this loss? On the buy side of things, guys, Nix is still making costly mistakes. Special teams and penalties keep leaving points on the field. That defense isn't reliable enough to cover up every week. If this keeps happening, the Denver Broncos are not competing in the AFC, let alone the AFC West. If you're on the sell side of things, I can see it. It's only week 2. Bo Nix did look much sharper than he did in season opener. The Colts are hot right now. They're the only team since 2024 Commanders to go 2 straight games without a punt or a turnover. Sometimes you just lose to a team on a roll. Clean up the miscues, and the Denver Broncos are still in good shape. But guys, I am buying it. The Denver Broncos are in trouble. Not because they don't have talent, but because they are their own worst enemy. Back-to-back weeks of turnovers, penalties, and missed kicks tell me this isn't just bad luck. It's bad habits. And unless Sean Payton tightens this team up, they're going to keep giving away games late over and over and over again. But what do you guys think? Are the Broncos in early season trouble, or is this just growing pains for a young quarterback in year 2? Let me know your comments down below. This is a live, interactive show, so let us know. Next up, guys, on the buy or sell, the next question is, after blowing a winnable game to the Burrow Cincinnati Bengals, are the Jaguars still the same old Jaguars? Guys, the Jaguars had this game in their hands. Up with 3, the ball on the Bengals' 12-yard line, less than 6 minutes to play. All they needed was a touchdown to put this game away. Instead, they completely melted down. A run lost 4 yards, a drop, and then on 4th down, Brian Thomas flat out dropped what should have been a first down. Cincinnati Bengals took advantage, went down the field, and won it. This is the kind of loss that has people rolling their eyes and saying, same old Jaguars. The drops were brutal. Brown had 2. Thomas not only dropped the 4th down play, but also looked half-hearted on a route earlier that turned into a Lawrence interception. Trevor Lawrence himself had a couple of costly mistakes. A bad red zone read, or a bad red zone pick in the second quarter, and another near turnover that got overturned on review. And then there was Travis Hunter. The rookie defensive back had a tough day. Flagged for illegal contact and then hit with the 25-yard pass interference that extended Cincinnati Bengals' winning drive. Offensively, he hasn't been much better, with just 55 receiving yards over the first 2 games of the NFL season. Now, let's be fair. It's not all doom and gloom. The Jaguars are running the football better than they have in years, and their defense has already had 5 interceptions after getting only 6 all of last season. The effort is there, and their structure looks better under Lee and Coleman. So this isn't a broke roster. This issue is execution. When it matters most, the Jacksonville Jaguars keep shooting itself in the foot. But guys, here's the debate. Buy or sell that the Jaguars are still the same old Jaguars. If you're on the buy side, blowing leads, red zone failures, drops, penalties, it's all the same story we've seen for many, many years with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Lawrence looks frustrated. The young receivers aren't reliable, and this loss just is more evidence nothing has really changed. But if you're on the sell side, I see that as well. It's only week 2. They're only 1 or 2 plays away from being 2-0. The run game is still rolling. The defense is forcing turnovers, and with time, the drops and miscues should clean up. This might look like the same old Jaguars, but the foundation is stronger. However, guys, I'm buying this for now. Until Jacksonville proves otherwise, they're still the same old Jaguars. Yes, there are positives. Yes, they're close. But you cannot blow a game to a backup quarterback who threw 3 interceptions. Championships teams close those out. The Jaguars don't. And that's why people won't take them seriously until they change the script. But what do you guys think? Are the Jaguars improving under Lee and Coleman, or are they the same old Jaguars with the games on the line? Comment down below.